So with this first clip that I'm going to show you guys, and let me just go ahead and share my screen. That is going to be how I attack an area whenever I'm preparing to fish it. So this could actually be done during tournament time, but what I would say it is better to do is to go ahead and have this step completed before tournament day. So that will allow you to just go to straight to the high percentage areas. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this up and we will get straight into this video, guys. Here we go. Let me go ahead and switch this around and show you guys my settings first. So on the lower pane, I have my sonar, have my down scan, and these are the settings that I currently have those on. Just so you guys know, but as always, you need to set those specifically for whatever lake you're at and the water conditions that you're going to be facing for that day. And I'm on the lower level, as you can see right here. So now let me go ahead and switch this to the upper level. This is going to be my side scan up here, and there are my side scan settings. So I do adjust those settings depending on what I want to do. If I'm going to go directly down the middle of a cove, I may widen this out a little further so that I can see farther out to the left and right of the cove. But for right now, I'm just going to run down on the left side and show you guys what I have found, which is going to be some very good stuff. All right, so take a look over here. Let me just exit out on this side and go over here to the sonar side. I'm sorry, the mapping side. Very simple. Let's see. I'm out here trying to do this with one hand, guys. Let me go ahead and move because I'm getting in some shallow water. As you can see, I have my mapping side set over here. Anything that is 10 feet and shallower is going to be red. I have that green area set to anything, I believe it's 20 to 30 feet. Let's see, we can go ahead and pull that up real quick. There is that screen, and this is my Humminbird Lake Master chip. So that's what you're looking at right here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to be scanning today. So take a look over there, guys. You see all of that sand. So that's kind of like a sandy point, flat, something like that. All of that is out of the water right now. It is normally in the water. And what we are going to do is just go straight down this bank. I would say I'm going to try to stay, maybe I'm in 19 feet of water right now, but I will try to stay maybe closer in, maybe around, I think that's about good, 19 feet of water or so, because then that allows me to see all the way out to the bank. See, there you go. There's some isolated rocks right over there. So what I would do is mark those, and I would use the icon for rocks whenever I mark that. Then I see that overhanging trees. You kind of see like a little feeder creek, not a feeder creek, but where some water runoff comes down in there. And a lot of times those are indications of ditches also. Take a look at that, guys. There are some laydowns right there. And all I am doing is also at the same time, I'm looking to see what I can see with my eyes and also looking to see what I see on my side scan. So you can see the rocks right here. And in just a minute, I will show you guys how I go through and mark the location whenever I'm finding those. So let me just see if I can scan this in just a little bit farther for you guys real quick. All right, there we go. All right, so take a look at that. You see those the laydowns coming into the water. You see isolated areas where there's rocks. Then there's an area where it's clear at. Take a look. There's another area with rocks. So all I do is I come straight down this bank, and now that I can see it with my eyes, the side scan is always a good tool to still have because it will let you see how far out into the water that the rocks or the laydowns or whatever that you're actually seeing come out. But the main thing is now that I can see this with my eyes, all I would do is move my cursor over to where. So take a look at that right there, guys. Let me see. Let me switch this back over real quick. Kind of too far in. All right, so if you take a look right there, you can see where those rocks came out some. So I'm a little too far from the bank right now. I'm sitting in 25 feet of water. Like I said, I generally want to stay in here to where the water is maybe like 15 feet or so, sometimes 20, just as long as I can see the bank. But let me get back and zoom in again for you guys. So that there you go. So take a look at that. All of that you're looking at would normally be underwater. But now that the water level is low, you can definitely get in here and see those areas, mark those areas, and come back and fish those areas later. So you see some laydowns over there. You see some rocks. So you guys that like fishing shallow, this is really something that I would suggest that you take the time to do, because you can find some very productive areas and cut down on your search time whenever it's time to get out here and start fishing. And for you guys that are in the Patreon, there is a more detailed I guess a little more detail, and I kind of go over some information with the Mega Live. So if you guys are in the Patreon, make sure you check out that video. I will also put this video in the Patreon for you guys, so you won't have to search and find this one, because it kind of goes, you know, kind of goes together with that other video. So in that Patreon, I will put some useful videos and things like that in there also. So it won't always be Patreon exclusive stuff, but there will definitely be Patreon exclusive information, videos, and just, you know, more details of things in that Patreon. So there we go. Let me just zoom back in. Okay, there we go, guys. You can see the rocks right there. There's another lay down, and see, if you take a look at the back of that, that is normally completely under the water. So you would not even see that unless you know how to use your electronics. Maybe that 360 or something like that would catch it. But if you don't have forward facing sonar or the 360, more than likely you're going to pass right over that. And there's a good chance that you could drive the boat directly on top of it and spook those fish. So now the chances of catching those become a little less likely. All right, so take a look at all of those rocks, guys. Looks good, looks good. All right, so now let's take another look at the side imaging. Let me fix this for you guys. Come back out a little bit. So there we go. So take a look at that. All right, and you can see how far they come out. So whenever you mark this, you would just move the cursor out here and just make waypoints all around in that area, so you can kind of outline it. And that's how it looks for what you can see. And that side imaging is going to show you what you can't see. Look at that. There's a lay down right there. Now that's out there kind of deep, and you can mark that and maybe go on top of it with your sonar. Maybe they'll hit a drop shot or something like that. But the main thing, guys, is that this information is what you need in order to get out on the water and focus on fishing, instead of having to find fish or find structure that you want to fish or cover at the same time as you're fishing. You can target directly what you're looking for and go to those exact locations. You'll already have in mind what you need to be throwing, what type of bait you need, and things like that, based on the cover or structure that you are fishing. All right, there we go, guys. All right, just wanted to stop right there. All right, so basically the purpose of that, like I said, was to show you guys before I actually start fishing. That is what I do. I go out and I will scan using my side scan if I am going to be fishing shallow. So as you guys know, if you've been out there this time of year, the fish are kind of shallow. I don't know if you might know it or not, but yeah, maybe that's a little tip for you. I mean, I'm finding them offshore, but they're still kind of finicky as far as biting. So whenever you know that you need to dip and go into that shallow water, you want to already have those places ready. So whenever you go in, do that scanning in and out of those coves sometimes. I mean, I know you guys watch Fish the Moment and stuff like that. So you see how much time that you dedicate to scanning so that you can get the results that you want whenever it's time to fish. So step one, go out there, put in time on the water, put in work on your side scan. And let me just double check in the comments. The other thing, guys, so if you notice, I wasn't marking the areas. I was telling you that I was going to mark them. The reason for that is because I fished that area. So I don't want to mark them and put all those waypoints out there. And I was kind of busy trying to record the video, so I didn't have the angle to where it wouldn't show where the waypoints and everything were going, and have, you know, somebody sitting out there trying to catch my one fish that I'm trying to catch while I'm out there on the water.